Right guys, welcome back to Sunday League, and today we have a cup game and things get a little bit agitated. So to go through the team, let me pass you over to my co-host, Harry McAnally.
So let's move into the lineup of Bourne Blades today. And you can never go wrong with a bit of Joff in goal. There's no surprise of who's between the sticks. And then at centre back, we have Jack and Cam starting together. And the question we all want to know is, will Jack score his first ever header? I think we all know the answer to that one. And we're very glad to see Charlie starting at right back. We know how lethal he can be from set pieces. And we all know about Henry's threat driving forward from left back. He's starting today. And with Josh too busy scoring hat-tricks left, right and centre, he's not in the lineup today. It is myself and Nick and Harry. It'll be good if you don't miss any sitters today. And Sam looking to end more Sunday League careers at Cam today. I think the only reason Jacob has got up this morning is to look for another unlucky nutmeg victim. Yeah, I couldn't find a good clip of Rico, so here is just him walking. It's a pretty good walk. And it isn't a Bourne Blades game without James in the side. I don't think we've ever had a game where he hasn't wound up every single player on the opposition, including the manager, and the linesman, and all the parents. So as I said, this is a cup game, so as soon as the full-time whistle goes, penalties will ensue immediately. But we weren't too worried about that, as evident by Jack's practice before kickoff. So we started with the old switching side, which is always fun for everyone involved, especially the keeper.
I can't believe you've done this.
So unfortunately the film crew couldn't get there this weekend. I say film crew. It is just my brother with a camera. Anyway, so there's no main camera today. I ended up just clipping the GoPro to the fence at the side of the pitch. So when the ball goes to the other end of the pitch, the footage just gets a little bit blurry, so just excuse that. But next time we will have two GoPros, one for each end of the pitch, so it should be better next time. So moving into my first tile of the game, and number 2 literally just plays it straight to my feet, thank you. I'll have that. Flick around the corner to Jacob. He tries to go for the nutmeg as per, and I do a nice little through ball with my left foot over the top of 2 defenders. Quite proud of that, I'm not going to lie. I mean, the attack continues, and Jacob, he tries to claim for a throw-in, but come on. You know full well that's come off you. This was a nice play down the left-hand side with me, Henry, and Jacob. He swings it in, and it's just a little light. It gets clear, and it comes out to Nick. He obviously wants to get it on his right foot, but he's forced onto his left. He sees Jacob free. It's a nice pass. Apparently that's offside. We'll take another look. So as we watch the replay, we'll pause it there. And according to the linesman, that is offside.
It's just like wrong. This is wrong.
Jacob misses the ball anyway, so it's irrelevant. And I got a nice opportunity early on to really stretch the legs and sprint down to make sure there was no breakaway or counter-attack whatsoever. And this guy really thought he was getting past me, as if he didn't know that he was up against the white Kante. It's my one and only Kante comment in the whole video, I promise. From one dodgy offside call to another, Charlie swings in a nice cross, unfortunately doesn't get to anyone. And then Rico comes out to keep the ball alive, plays it back to Charlie, swings it in again. Cam flicks it on to Sam, and again, that's offside. So again, we'll watch the replay. Charlie plays it in. Cam, as you can see, flicks it on. I pause it there. Camera's in a perfect line. It's as if the linesmen are actually players of the other team. No. Now here, I anticipate the ball getting loose, and that really hurt. It was actually such a poor challenge. I put an image here now of what my leg looked like. I'll be honest, I did think about rolling a few more times. So if your name is Jack Busnell, you might want to look away now. So we've got a goal kick. You think, what can go wrong with a goal kick? Joff just boots it up. They win the header. They win the second ball. They win the third ball. They play it through. And Jack, what are you doing? So they won a penalty. They hadn't had one attack until that moment. So somehow Jack got away with a red and a yellow card, but they did have a penalty, which was brilliant. They could go 1-0 up in the cup. Fantastic. So they took the penalty, and Josh saved it. Josh actually saved it. It was just such a good feeling when he did that, and we were all just lifted. Oh, that would have been such a big blow had they scored that. Now with the next bit of play, Joff and their striker actually collided quite heavily, and the guy actually ended up going to hospital very unfortunately. I think he's getting better though. Obviously it's not great, although we use this bit of gap between the play to actually make some little tactical adjustments. So myself and Sam, I was the CDM, Sam was playing Cam, and we actually decided to swap them. Because, being honest, Sam is probably the best with the ball at his feet, so we needed someone to actually come out of the defence and drive forward with the ball and actually play it, because most of the time it was just getting booted. I was moved further forward to Cam. I don't really know what to make of it at first. But as you might know, I do think I'm a versatile player, so I can cope with most positions. But yeah, Let's see what happens. Jacob does brilliantly with the ball. Gets around 2 defenders. I'd say gets around 3. He lays it off to myself. Tried to play it back to Jacob. That is so close. Despite being played further forward in cam, it doesn't mean all the little tackles and the pressing is stopped. I think it's actually better because you can now press the centre backs and it's more reward if you get the ball. Anyway, the ball's won back. Rico plays it down the line to myself. One day this skill will work again. That is close to happening, and trust me, mark my words, it's going to happen one day. Cam does a very nice ball, fizzes straight into my feet, and I'm actually really disappointed in this through ball to Jacob. That should have been put on a plate for him along the floor. I don't know what I was doing. I apologise, Jacob. Now here's Henry doing one of his usual powerful drives from left back. He plays it to James. There's a nice through ball. I actually think James would be slightly disappointed in that. At half time, he said it was behind him. But when you actually look at it, if he just let it run across him and then shoot, Sam just sits over the bar there. But if he lets it across him and then shoots, I think maybe could have got a shot on target there, but it's unfortunate. Jacob does very nice to touch the ball out of the sky, lays it off to Nick, and then I'm in the centre ready to receive the ball. I want to do a 1-2 with Rico, let it through my legs, flick it on. That was so close to working. That would have been so nice. Yeah, Nick wins the ball back, Rick goes for a shot, and that was actually really close as well. We're putting Wrecclesham under a lot of pressure at the moment. So I've been playing Cam, it's a little bit further forward, but you haven't really seen me get in the box yet. So Nick does a nice touch out from the sky, plays it wide, straight to Jacob, and then, there, I make the run straight to the box. Can Jacob fire me? I'm going to get a goal! That was so close. You don't understand. One day I will get a goal. I probably won't. I mean, had I actually reached the ball, I probably would have missed anyway. Now with a combination of myself and Jacob, we managed to flatten this big guy, and then we get 3 and James gets 1, and then 2 challenges put under him, and they're both cynical challenges. I don't really know how none of them are yellow cards, although saying that, Jack sort of got away with a red card challenge with no card. Now the guy Henry was marking at left back, they were having a little argument. So their number 7, who was their right winger, so Henry was marking him. He was really trying to annoy Jacob and Henry, and I think Henry just had enough at this point and literally just tried to boot it at his face as hard as possible. This is probably the reason most of you have clicked on the video. Nick does a nice slide challenge, unfortunately James can't get there, and then he makes his feelings known by literally just kicking at their number 12. I mean, it's just not needed. And have a bit of a brawl, and I'm just saying to James, like, stop sinking to their level. They're trying to wind you up. I mean, nothing happened at the end of the day, but I don't like seeing teammates get drawn into all this, like, arguments. It just doesn't help. We need to focus on getting the goal. It's a cup game. But I can understand why they were winding him up, because they were getting annoying. But just don't rise to it.
If you want some, I'll give it you.
So Sam's found himself free on the edge of the box. He'd pass it through the middle, straight to myself, and the defender just What I was actually trying there was flicking the ball over the defender's leg and then getting through on goal. The defender was just having none of it. The man or the ball? The man. And with Sam putting the ball just over the bar, unfortunately, that is half time. So, what was said at half time? More of the same, and stop sinking down to Wrecclesham's level of just trying to trigger everyone. There's just no need for it. And this was a cup game, so we needed and wanted another goal. We were up for this. We made 1 sub at half time, bringing on Rory for Rico, and then we put James on the right wing and Rory went up front. And Rory, as you can probably just make out, is quite large, so he gave us a bit of a target man, like a Marouane Fellaini plan B, if you will. But Wrecclesham immediately came back with a free kick and had to be well defended and shielded out of play, but it wasn't completely done yet. They swung another one in, and Joff had to end up just tipping it over, and one of their players actually ended up in the net. So Wrecclesham aren't done either. And there's some nice link-up play between myself and Ollie on the left side of the pitch, and I was ready to have my first ever shot on goal. And that's what I produce. That's just abysmal. Basically, I just didn't let the ball roll across my body enough, so instead of slicing it so it curves towards the goal, it just goes straight, if that makes sense. I don't know if you can quite make it out, but I actually have a strop in the centre of the field after that shot. I'm so annoyed with myself. So Charlie threatening down the right-hand side, swings in the cross, and it's just over Rory's head. Now this was a strong shout for a Wrecclesham penalty. They swing the corner in, and it's brilliantly flicked on by Cam. And then Joff goes in for the ball. Now, initially when I saw this when I was playing, I was like, no way that's a penalty. Joff has got the ball. But looking at this angle, it does go through their player. So yeah, we might have just got away with that one there. I mean, I don't know, up to you, leave it in the comments, or what do you think? Is that a penalty? And then immediately following that penalty claim, they actually get a player sent off. So their number 7, who I mentioned before, was really trying to wind up Jacob and Henry on the left-hand side. He ends up calling the ref bit of a naughty word that I don't want to say in case my ads get removed on this channel. I need any money that I can make. I'll give you a little clue of the word that he called the ref. It begins with W and rhymes with banker. So immediately following that name calling, the ref straight away, red card, off he goes. See you later. We weren't complaining though, because we went out the other end and scored. So we're gonna have to go back a bit to show you the whole build up to the goal, because both myself and Jack are involved, so we need to show it all, of course. So it starts off with Jack winning the ball against their striker. He does well to immediately win the ball, and then it ends up at my feet, and I'm thinking immediately, spread out wide, over the top. James swings it into Roy, the target man. Unfortunately, it does just miss him, and Jacob, I'm very sorry that the camera cannot see him absolutely doing their right back. Laser off. Is Roy going to score? No. Is James going to score? No. Roy comes back to him, and it's a goal. I think the definition of a Sunday League goal. Yeah, 1-0 up in the cup. Clearly the plan B of having Roy the target man on the pitch has worked. And because the team we were playing was just that bit annoying, like that's the team you do not want to be losing against. Then you just get more frustrated. So 1-0 up. Good. So exactly the same as before. Jack wins the ball off their striker. Plays it to my feet. He shouts turn. I spin. I see Roy peeling off. I feed him through. Unfortunately, the keeper comes out very, very fast, and he probably came out quicker than Rory thought. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, that would have been a nice assist. So that was my last involvement in the game. I actually came off for Giles, who went next to Cam. And yeah, for my performance overall, I'm being honest, I now think Cam is my favourite position. Forget all I've said about CDM. Cam, honestly, it's my favourite. You can still do the running and the tackling and the hassling, but it's more rewarding higher up the field, because if you win the ball off the centre back, through on goal, and now you can be involved more in the attack at Cam. Obviously, just need to work on my shooting a little bit. Yeah, I actually really did enjoy that. Then Rory, Giles and Sam come through on the edge of the box. Sam unfortunately skies it over the bar. Now Nick, if you're watching, you are definitely going to enjoy this one. An excellent spin around their defender, and he sees the keeper off his line, and we're all like, what are you doing? But it actually goes so close. Fair play. Wrecclesham are only 1-0 down, so they have a right to just not give in. Charlie with a nice challenge, and then Jack with an excellent challenge. With the 1-0 lead, it's not looking too comfortable. Unfortunately on the camera you can't quite see this, but Ollie has put through on his stronger left foot, and he does put it wide. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say anything, because I have definitely missed a few of those sitters in my time. That would have definitely sealed the game. So at this pitch, as you can see, it's actually filled with fences, and they're actually quite tall. So people do well to clear them, and this cleared the fence and the trees, so pretty good effort. Anyway, they got a throw from that, and they swing it in, and it's headed out. Will they cross it in again? Fortunately, they can't, and then Cam absolutely hooks it away. And then if you actually watch carefully, their keeper actually misses the clearance, so Rory can just get the ball out of his feet. He has an open goal, but he can't. But that's full time, and then we're through to the next round of the cup. And to be honest, I do think a 1-0 win is a fair result. Despite us attacking actually quite a lot, we didn't have that many shots on target. Not looking at anyone in particular. Yeah, Wrecclesham still had their attacks, but again, there weren't really actually that many saves from either keeper. And let me pass you back to my co-host, Harry McAnally, for the man of the match.
Man of the match, I think I'm going to give it to Jack. And no, it's not because he's my brother. Despite him giving away a penalty in the first half.
Hang on. Did I mention he conceded the penalty? I'm not sure I did.
Oh, Jack, what were you doing? Anyway, his all-round play as centre-back was just very good throughout the entire game. Seemed to form a good understanding with his partner Cam, very confident on the ball, driving out from the back like a prime David Luiz, passing between those lines which he just loves, or over the top to start the attack. He had it all in his locker, apart from the Brazilian afro. And it's just so good to see him out enjoying his football again after months on the sideline. The only thing I wish is we had another camera on the other side of the pitch to capture the penalty in all its glory.
Oh well, I'm sure Jack's not complaining. Please like if you did enjoy the video, subscribe if you are new. I'll see you later.